So, what have you got for me today?
Got a nice day. We're at Celtic Manor, South Wales, and we got 5 super little hot hatches.
Yeah, we've just done hot hatches. We've just done the Civic Type R against that Megane.
There's a difference because all these cars are around about 29 grand, give or take, and we'll go into more detail as the day goes on. So we've got 5 in total.
So Honda's too pricey for today.
Just about.
But we had 2 hot hatches, now you've got 5. Well, we can't drive all 5 today.
Tiff, you know I think of everything. Take a look over there.
He's wearing shorts. Oh, come on, let's get in the car.
Very pleasant, isn't it?
Well, of course, you know, we've already driven this Megane round Llandow in our battle against the Honda Civic Type R, which it lost rather badly. What was it beaten by?
Just over a second, 1.09.
So now it's got a whole load of other new hot hatches to try and fend off.
On paper, this is a very good little track car,
Well,
280 horsepower.
Yeah,
exactly.
Type R's taken its mantle, I fear.
Yeah. This is the most expensive car that we got here today, as tested, but the MSRP, the on-the-road price, is 27,495. However, this Cup chassis pack of 1,500 quid, we have to add on because...
But it still gets under the 30,000
yeah, it does. Yes.
ceiling.
Still does just about get under 30,000 as well.
Whereas the Honda, of course, wouldn't classify for today's test because it was, what, 33, 34, is it?
33 grand, yeah, so hence why that's not here today. So trying to keep everything sub 30,000 for today.
Now, what we liked when we drove it last time was these different modes. So I just go straight into race now, so I'm on a race track.
No, you didn't press it. See that?
Watch out! You see, that's dangerous. That's your lesson. You shouldn't be adjusting these things on because you can't see where you're going. Got to press it right. I've hit the correct.
Okay, happy now?
Except I don't like that.
This is
You
such
didn't
a
like
good
on the
look.
road, did you? You preferred the sports
I preferred it in sport.
rev count. Because I've got this weird rev counter now.
It's a really odd rev counter. It's coming from both ways.
So when you go, but when you go slower, you see, it's only when you start pushing that you get the understeer.
Let's not go through this again.
No.
I've already had all this with you.
How do you think the boys have been getting on with their cars then? They've all been settling in this morning.
Should we go try and find out? Mini next?
Mini.
Okay.
So Paul, you get me 2 racing drivers and an helicopter
What's
pilot.
wrong with me?
You've been quiet in the back there. Where did you find him? What's all that about?
He happens to be Ash. He drives a Mini.
Oh, he's a Mini lover. You brought a Mini lover.
So, Ash, this is the cheapest car here today at 24,995. But this car isn't 24,995.
No.
How much is this car?
This is 32.5 grand. There
Well, we
are
got £7,000 worth of extras.
there are a lot of options on it,
So
but
call it
it
Tiff.
makes it. It does make it your own though. You don't want to see another one of them, do you?
Well, what's £7,000 worth of extras in this thing?
You get a chili pack, sat nav.
Hold on a minute.
Chili
What's
pack?
a chili pack?
Any Mini lover will know exactly what a chili pack is.
So, what else can you tell us about this car, Ash?
Well, you've got all the boring stuff like it's the new 2 litre rather than a 1.6. It's got a turbo, obviously.
Oh, track limits, track limits, track limits.
That was 4 wheels off the track for sure.
How about check his legroom in the back?
Oh, so much
Can he get
legroom.
those lovely little naked knees? He's got plenty of room.
So much legroom.
Ash, I happen to notice as well that this is also the least powered car.
It is
231 horsepower.
231, yeah. But does that matter on an everyday
It's
usable?
enthusiastic, it's enthusiastic.
I mean,
Oh.
on the road, you're going to be able
this
to
is-
keep up with almost anything similar, aren't you? Oh, that's similar hot hatches. Does the extra 20, 30 horsepower make a difference? I don't think so when you can go this quick.
It's all about power to weight anyway, isn't it?
It's got a lot of power understeer there. When you put the power in, what sort of diff has it got in the front of this? Do
It
you know?
doesn't have a conventional diff. It has a brake actuated torque vectoring, actually. So what I think that means is it applies a bit of brake on the corner that it needs it to help keep the car stable.
Well, it doesn't feel
Like,
very
not like this. Yeah.
So, Paul, you and me, we are going to be the ultimate judges. We've heard the salesman.
Okay.
Are we impressed with this Mini?
Well, I think build quality is fantastic. The
Yeah.
interior is very funky. I'm impressed with it, but
Not
it's
the greatest holding seats for a sporty
so?
hot
I
hatch.
think-
No, it's comfortable.
Early opinion, very good, very enjoyable. Bit of understeer though, Tiff. This is the most bizarre infotainment system ever. It's so basic there, but you've got to actually go into here and you can't turn anything down unless you go onto the touchscreen. So if you're on a different part of the touchscreen,
Sorry, Ollie, we're not ignoring you.
Hi, Ollie.
How's life? Nice to have a racing driver in this car.
I think
But-
that it's the more minimalistic approach is the
Hold on a minute,
right
hold on a
term,
minute,
or as
hold on a minute,
Peugeot
hold
would
on.
sell it to you, Tiff.
Hold on, I can't see my dials, Ollie.
So generally with the Peugeot, you're looking, unfortunately, over the steering wheel.
We won't go up any higher.
Ollie, in this car,
Yep.
pretty much bang on 29,000, and it's got the least, well, debatable, but it seems to have the least amount of options at £675. So pretty much everything you see here is standard, which
Yeah,
is
that's
pretty,
correct.
pretty good.
The only option on this is the pearlescent white paint. Everything else comes as standard.
Oh! I keep on needing track limits at that corner. What excited you about it, or what disappointed you? I mean,
So I thought the handling was good in this car. The Torsten limited slip diff gives you a lot of grip. You'll
Yeah.
feel coming out the corners. This is the lightest here, I think, just over 1,200 kilograms. This has got more brake horsepower
What's
per
his corner?
litre.
What's his corner? What's his corner? What's his corner?
understeer.
More brake horsepower per litre in this than a Ferrari 458.
What?
It's got a 1.6 and they're getting more brake horsepower per litre than a Ferrari 458.
That's impressive.
So it's
quite
the
a
smallest
simple
engine
interior.
here,
It's quite
but it
a
has
simple-
got some punch.
I don't like this chicane. Oh, I don't like that chicane. That hurts my head.
Did I tell you that I'm the lap record holder in Formula Ford of this very circuit? Have I told you that once or twice today?
Only about 500 times today.
But the circuit, right, when I raced it, it was a completely different circuit. So all we did, we came up here for the straight, which was about a second gear course. I actually crashed here as well once. One corner. Then the real trick was to be flat through this. We were probably up to snatch a third and then just grab forward. And this was just one huge, fast corner. So it's...
Now let's get back to the car, and not you reminiscing about
Look,
the
I'm
past.
going back to
your past glories.
1974. It's just I can't get any little. I want a bit of sort of lift off overseat. It doesn't want to. It doesn't want to go. It's very solid, but it's not frisky. There's not that much feel.
Well, that's
I can,
good, isn't it?
Well, it's just plough understeer, so it's pretty quick and safe. Safe, obviously, road.
Yeah, for
I
a road,
want, I want
road
something
car.
where I can give it a flick and give it a bit of. See, nothing. No. I still can't believe I can't even get a little bit of. Oh yeah! Oh! Okay, if you really provoke it, you can get a little bit. It's impressive, but I'd like just a bit more playability in the settings. Because that torque diff, once you put the power in, it really locks the front.
Yeah, the Torsten
goes.
diff, yeah, it does
Yeah.
really grip up and go.
Yeah.
But it's designed again there for the road driver. You know, how many people they can't sell a car that's going to lift off oversteer around Tesco's roundabout.
But you've been impressed with it on road and track.
I have, yeah. It depends what you want. If you want to shout about who you are and what you've got,
But a
then
hot hatch should be shouting.
Then there
like-
are
It's a hot
better
hatch
options.
because we can't get this air conditioning going quick enough for me.
Well, it's freezing on this side. That was fun. Right, Tiff, before we start, I want to check one thing. Ryan, do you have your seatbelt on?
Yes, because we were doing fast laps with Tiff now. So yeah.
And what was your excuse? You said you blamed it on me, didn't you?
We originally said we're going to go out and do sighting laps and check the circuit. So
It
I
was a
jumped in the back.
sighting lap?
Yes.
Yeah,
But
cycling
your
lap, you
sighting lap decided to be a Scandinavian flick halfway through.
cutting corners. It's on my insurance. Insurance.
Well, that's how you sighted, obviously.
Exactly. So, what can you tell us about this little Hyundai i30N, Ryan?
Well, first of all, the i30N stands for Nürburgring,
Nürburgring.
and they've done a lot of development with it. it has 275 brake horsepower.
I gotta say, I think this is a really, really good looking car. I've been looking forward to going out in this car. But what are they thinking? Trying to colour code these little driver's modes on the steering wheel.
I kind of like it. It goes with Tiff's shirt, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does go very well with Tiff's shirt.
Yeah.
And Ryan was telling me that you got over 1,000 different drivers combinations, so you can put it in sport and turn everything
Well,
off.
this needs sporting out. First feeling,
Okay.
it's a bit sort of soft and...
Press some buttons then. Start pressing.
Normal, sport, eco, normal,
So we need to
sport.
go right. We need to go with checkered
And then I've
flag.
got checkered flag,
That's
which is
it.
something different. Then.
That's the sporty one that we're looking for today.
The hopping, the wheel hopping. Whoa, 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 whoa.
That was fun. That felt
It's
really
actually
good through there.
This corner's a killer for understeer, that corner.
Yeah.
But trying to get out of the back straight.
Oh.
Yeah, that's good, but at least it's loosening the rear end slightly. I've got a bit more movement. I quite like the feel of the back just stepping slightly.
Okay, so it's the heaviest car out of the 5. That's a stat. Can you believe that? 1,429 kilograms. Surely that can't be right. It can't be heavier than
Oh,
the
do you hear the crackling
Oh, that was
exhaust?
nice.
I like the lift and
Sounds
crackling
good as well.
exhaust.
This one definitely sounds the best from what I've heard. So
Yeah, but not insert.
I don't know.
I like it. Changes direction better than the others. I tell you, it's got great coming out of that silly chicane.
Yeah, it did.
It's got a great change of direction.
Yeah.
I'm just a bit worried that its weight is going to hold it back if you go for lap times or a drag race or something.
Well, it's pretty consistent throughout, really. It's middle of the road with everything. List price is 28 grand.
Yeah. What extras we got on this one
Well,
then?
this is the most bizarre thing. Everything comes as standard. In fact, list price is 28,010, and yet this price as tested is 27,995, £15 less, which I really couldn't get my head around. But the moral of the story is it's £28,000 and everything comes as standard.
Nothing very exciting in terms of interior trim.
I have to say, I really, really like this, but it does look a little bit less expensive than some of the others. Let's go in the pits, Tiff. That's enough for me.
We like its handling. I'm not so sure about the quality of the interior. Nice centre console, you like that?
I think the whole car looks, sounds, and performs very, very well. I'm really impressed with this, actually.
Just worry about its weight when it comes to acceleration and
Well, we'll find out soon. We'll get Boy Wonder out and do some laps again.
Were you impressed with your Hyundai?
I'm really happy. I think that they've really nailed the price and you get everything with it. Literally everything with it.
Well, that's a
There you
complete
go.
summary from Ryan there. eh?
Thank
Well,
you,
eh?
thank you, Ryan.
Paul, we're now on a racetrack, so why am I in the passenger seat? And what have we got all of them in the back for?
It needed to be a bit more real life, Tiff, not this 10 tenths malarkey. Just real life. We're going down the pub, we're having a little drive with the mates. It's all right in this
You've
car,
got
isn't it?
flappy oh, look at little Alcantara steering wheel. Are you happy now?
It's the only one with a full Alcantara steering wheel, but it's chopped off at the bottom. So you know, oh, look at that.
But-
oh,
We've got an apex. We've got an apex, boys. You're
First time for
impressed.
everything.
Do you want a round of applause?
But we had a £30,000 ceiling for this test, you told me, and this just scrapes in. Look, 29,400. But look all the options you got in this car. This is a £33,000 car. Adaptive
Hold on,
cruise
hold on.
control.
Hang on, let me indicate.
Corner, oh, indicate.
Turning left. There we go.
Oh,
Yes.
Shuffle the wheel. Look, shuffling.
Yeah, there we go.
That's better. That's better.
I can't shuffle because there's a flat bottom on it.
Which is why I say you should have round steering wheels. Why have we got a Skoda and not a Golf GTI or a Seat Cupra R?
Well, that's a good question. We still have. We go back to this sort of problem, this awkward problem that we have with the manufacturer. So we're just building a channel.
tried to
and
get them
We
then?
tried to get them, but
But in fact, you were quite happy to end up with this, weren't you? I can tell you're
it's
enjoying
all right.
it.
It's, you know what? I am enjoying it. I think the colour looks fantastic. I think the car is.
Matches my hair, the colour.
It certainly
quite
does.
good.
It's a little bit odd. It's almost sort of hatchbacky. It's got a rear wiper and it's sort of it all opens up, but it is a saloon car. Let's be fair.
Well, we got what 245 horsepower. DSG
is that it?
gearbox.
Is that it?
It's not very much, is it?
It's more than you've got.
Yeah, more
No,
than
it's
that.
not.
It's
Also
a
weighs
million.
3
Mine
metric
got
tons.
272.
No, I was talking to the Mini.
Power to weight all the way.
Stop here. Time for me to
Really?
drive. Yeah, I'll give you back your stats.
Wasn't that bad? Are you sure you want Tiff to drive? Are you sure you want him
I
to
think it'll
drive?
be all right. I think
Okay.
it'll be-
You are not sure you boys know
Get
what you're letting
out,
yourself
get
in
out.
for.
Have all your stupid bits of paper.
You go easy with my car. All right, you go easy with my car. I mean, whoa! It's not the same as yours.
I thought we were going off.
Bad,
I thought we were
actually.
going off.
Can you not stiffen my suspension up a bit? I mean, what's his AMG? Can we have a bit more? Bail out. Can you not tighten it up a bit, Paul? Where's your modes? Where's your spring shock absorbers?
That's it. That's all we've got, Tiff. This is a cruiser, you know.
So going back to we were impressed with the Hyundai, right? But it was heavy, wasn't it?
The Hyundai weighs 1,429.
Power to weight. What are we getting the power
This
to weight?
is just under 1,400 kilograms, but the power to weight is the heaviest. 116 PS to kilograms, thereabouts, power to weight. So it is the heaviest by quite some way.
And the Hyundai, that was impressive feeling, but that was heavy. So what's that power to weight?
192.
What? Horsepower per ton?
Yeah, exactly.
So the Peugeot is 225 horsepower per ton.
Exactly.
And what's the Megane? Because I think could be the next best.
It is next best, about 200, 199.
Oh, so the Peugeot's got the power to weight ratio.
It certainly has.
But then its handling wasn't as frisky as the Hyundai's. I tell you what, it's time for me to have a cup of tea, I think. And we'll send Ryan out to do some lap times.
That's a good idea. I can chill out for 10 minutes as well.
You like doing that, don't you, Ryan?
Yeah, I love it.
Perfect. Okay, let's do that. We got the Skoda Octavia vRS going out first.
So what order are we running in? Is this the least power to weight ratio? Is that what we're starting?
Exactly right.
Sounds terrifying. 49.10. Next up?
Next up, we've got the Mini. Neat and tidy.
Doesn't sound very fast,
It
does
doesn't look very fast either.
$51.43. Who's going to tell Ash, you or me?
Oh, he's going to be heartbroken.
Eh?
Boy, he's going to be distraught. We're going to have to hide his shoelaces, his belt, the whole thing. Ooh, that sounds good. See it bumping over a little bit. I like that, bumping over the curbs a little bit, like a little rally car.
Well, I said when I drove it, I felt, and I think that's that rear beam that's got that torsional rigidity across the boot space, which helps the back come round.
Torsion rigidity. Very
What it's all
good,
about.
very good.
47.7.
Next up, we have the Renault Megane. Now I'm excited. That's a great looking car. That looks fantastic.
47.89.
No
But that's still
way.
not good enough, is it?
No, it's not good enough.
Doesn't even
Wow.
beat the Hyundai.
The Hyundai is fastest so far.
Oh.
That's a real shock, actually. It just doesn't look so good as the others.
Oh.
It doesn't look as good as it looks
It's
like
because it's white. You're just colourblind. You're blinded by the blue of the Hyundai and you're blinded by the orange of the...
That's true, actually.
47.23. So at the end of our little track battle, the results were, in 5th place,
Fifth place, well, I'm really surprised at this, the Mini JCW, 51.43.
Ash is going to commit suicide.
Yeah, well, you really...
51.43 was the least powerful. It was the least powerful car.
Yeah, but it's a nimble car.
Yeah, okay. 4th
the-
place, your Skoda.
The
did
Skoda.
admirably well with a lap time of what?
49.1. That's
Okay.
okay, I can handle that.
Yeah.
And then in 3rd place, wow, I'm shocked with this, the Renault Megane. It's a very tight, small circuit, but the Renault Megane 47.89. I thought it would have done a little bit better than that. Very
like
closely
the
behind. Hyundai 47.72.
10th quicker.
And then 47.23 with the 308 GTI.
Yeah. So now,
Drag
what else
race.
is- oh, I thought it was something else to do. Of course, let's do a drag race.
Come on, let's do it.
Tiff declared his car had the fastest 0 to 60 time, so he was just going to kick back and wait for the final.
horror! Paul's got to won the first heat. He's blown the Peugeot. Launch control DSG, you see? They're quicker from 0 to 62.
What won, the Mini or the Hyundai?
It was the flipping Mini. Yes! So, against all odds, the semi-final is between the Mini and the Skoda. Oh! And Paul wins with a Skoda. The only car with DSG. I can't believe this. Against all the statistics, the power to weight ratios, the formula, I've got to go and try and beat Paul in the Skoda to uphold honours for the Renault.
You were lucky there.
I wasn't lucky. No. It's called reactions to the flag. You got DSG. What was wrong with your excuse?
Wow, I just didn't have as much torque or as much power as you. I'm amazed at how well this did though. There was catching, which is amazing because it was slightly uphill. I was surprised I was catching you up.
We beat the boys.
Let's see what they got to say. Well done.
I think you'll find it was an orange nose that
only
led
just.
the way.
So surprising. Guys, you can't believe how close it was.
Well, we've been thinking about these drag races because, like, we've had all this power to weight ratio and the lap times, you know, and you think it's all power to weight, it's all about power, but then it's torque, and you always forget about torque. You see, this is the Peugeot's problem. You see, it's got all this power, but how much torque?
That's only got 240.
That's nearly
exactly.
And the smallest engine here. You know, the 1.6.
Yeah. It's got the same, you know, power per litre.
I tell you what made a big difference. I tell you what made, yeah, exactly. Same as a Ferrari. I tell you what made a difference with the DSG though. That was just.
Yeah. It doesn't react quite quick enough. Does I got you? I think on the reactions.
On the long, when the flag's held up for 3 seconds or more, that kills the DSG.
Because Ryan, you lost. How much torque has the Hyundai?
Ryan's not talking. He's sulking. He expected to win this.
He loves that kind. So what torque have you got?
325.
Well, that's quite a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
That's the same as the Mini with a 2-litre engine.
I keep saying, especially for a light car, but that's not a light car.
But the Mini's the one that beat the Hyundai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was mine the one that beat yours?
Just, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, did you win, did you?
Yeah.
What about you, Brian? How'd you get on?
At the end of the day, Tiff won, so we're all losers here.
Actually,
all right.
First rule in racing.
1 point just to come out of the whole day, because the Peugeot got that fastest lap time, but it was only, was it 0.6 faster than the...
There's really nothing in it.
But compared with the Honda we tested before, was the Honda was a second faster than this. So I think although the Peugeot, it looks like challenging the Honda, the Peugeot didn't get as far ahead as the Renault as the Honda. So I think the Honda's still king of the kings.
But it's in a different bracket, Tiff. It's 33,000.
Well, I know,
all
yeah.
these are 29,000-ish, give or take.
So we've had a lap time winner, and we've had a drag race winner. We've had a Mini
personality
salesman.
winners.
I still love it.
So,
I'm talking about the car as dress sense.
What car are you going to go home in? You can't take the Mini. You've got to choose one of these other four to take home in, because we know you take
He's
the
going to walk. If he can't take the Mini, he's going to walk.
Or just jog. Yeah. No, I think I'd take that Hyundai. I think I'd take
Hyundai?
Ryan. Even though
Ryan?
I beat him, I think
I'd take the Hyundai.
You've fallen for that all day long, haven't you?
Yeah, it handled pretty good and it gave a pretty good lap time. So.
Ollie?
I think I would also take the Hyundai.
Oh, it's a popular choice. That's three
Tiff,
Hyundais.
may I ask you?
I think I've got to stay with Megane, really. I mean, I like the colour, we like the styling, I like the driving position, everything.
For me, you've got to close your ears, Mr. Skoda, because I wouldn't take that. I love that, but I would take the Megane as well, actually.
Two
I
Meganes.
think it looks absolutely stunning. It looks
Despite the Peugeot being the quickest in lap time.
actually, there's nothing for me. I grew up on the Peugeot hot hatch, but that just doesn't look like a hot hatch to me.
There's definitely an age split there, isn't there? Old, Young.
There you go.
All right, race to the top of the hill. Race to the top of the hill. All aboard. Go.